All right, so what is up, guys? Today we're going to be settling internet debates. So stuff like Marvel versus DC, iPhone versus Android, stuff like that. This is all done through Neil.fun, their game called Let's Settle This. So this is what we're doing. It's an internet game. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. This is a little bit different from my other like gaming content. This is more of like a just pop culture content or whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that it's entertaining, and I hope it is for you. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. At 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I will be removing the mask and showing my face to the public permanently. I'll be taking off the mask. I'm pretending like it's privilege, but in reality, I'm just tired of breathing in this shitty thing. So yeah, let's just get right into this. Let me just make myself tiny. All right, there. So how do you pronounce GIF? Personally, I pronounce it GIF. How do you pronounce? Do you pronounce it GIF or GIF? GIF like the peanut butter or GIF? Personally, I pronounce it GIF. So that's how I'm gonna pronounce it. Wow. So yeah, GIF is definitely winning. So is the dress blue and black or white and gold? So this is the dress that people are talking about. Um, Personally, I see it as blue and gold, so I don't really know how I'm supposed to answer that. But comment down what you see it as, because I'd like to see other people's perspectives on this. So I'm just going to skip over it because I do not see any of these options. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you believe the chicken came first, or do you believe the egg came first? Personally, I think the egg came first because, like, an animal that's not considered a chicken must have laid an egg, which gave birth to its evolution, which is a chicken. That has to be what it is. So I'm saying the egg. Yeah, so by a whole entire whopping 1%, it's winning. Or 2% technically, but no, because the 1% is what unequalizes it. So yeah, it is winning. So do you cut your sandwich diagonally or horizontally? Personally, I like to cut it diagonally. I just find it's easier to eat. You start off at the corners. Is cereal a soup? Because technically, soup is just something that you eat floating in a liquid, and that's what cereal is. But personally, I'm gonna say no because it's milk, not water, and there's no meat or vegetables or any of that. So I'm gonna say it's not a soup. It was like 79% agree. Okay, toilet paper over or under? I know people that have like pets prefer to have it under because their pet likes to play with the toilet paper, especially cats. But personally, we have snakes and a scorpion, so I don't think our pets are going to be playing with any toilet paper. So I like to place it over. Yeah. So 13% disagree, 87% agree. So do you prefer Pepsi or Coke? So personally, I find they taste almost the same, but I do have a slight preference for Coke. As I don't know, I just like it better. Also, the can looks better, so that helps because I find they taste pretty much the same. It's just that flat Coke tastes a lot better than flat Pepsi. Coke, I don't really mind if I leave it out sitting like outside or for like too long or whatever. Pepsi, if I leave it sitting for too long, it just tastes terrible. Is pineapple on pizza good? Personally, no. I've tried it. I hated it. No. So Star Wars or Star Trek, I believe the answer is kind of obvious. I like both, but Star Wars just wow. Yeah. Only 12% of people prefer Star Trek. That is miserable. So would a dog wear pants like this, like on four paws, well, four legs, or two legs? What do you think? Comment down below. Comment down below what you think to lock in your answers. Okay. Five, four, three, two, one. I think it's two legs because that's how we do it. Our arms they're free, and we only wear our pants on one leg. So, but at the time we do only walk on two legs, so I guess it makes more sense. But we don't know. So could Jack have fit on the door in the movie Titanic. So if you don't know about the movie Titanic, which who doesn't, but if you don't, uh, basically there's a scene towards the end of the movie where there's like this ship called the Titanic sinking, and this guy called Jack, he's like in love with this girl, and the girl goes on this door that's floating, and she lays on it, but the door is like way bigger than she is. And Jack, instead of getting on it, he pushes it, lets her float away, and he just stays there, and I'm guessing drowns and fucking dies. So do you think Jack could have fit on the door in the movie Titanic? So just for the sake of helping you, um, uh, Titanic. So just to show you, this is the door right here. Personally, I think Jack could have definitely fit on that. Um, he really easily could have fit on that. Yeah, look, 78% of people agree. The only thing that would kind of make sense is that they needed someone to push it, but I still think Jack could have fit on it. Are hot dogs a sandwich? So, um, there's bread, there's meat, and there's condiments. But I don't think it's a sandwich. Reason why is because on a sandwich, the bread is separate. It's two slices of bread. While a hot dog, it's one slice of bread but curvy. So I'm going to say no. See, so far I've gotten like everything right. That is great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm smart. Okay, big brain. So Marvel or DC? Marvel or DC? So Marvel has stuff like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Green Goblin, Punisher. Actually, no, that might be DC. I think that's Marvel. No, that's DC. I don't remember. Um, they have Ghost Rider. They have like all that stuff. DC has stuff like Batman, Robin, Green Arrow, The Flash, Superman. I find that Marvel is more like family friendly, like 99% of the time, while DC is a little bit less family friendly. But I do prefer DC. It has better stories, in my opinion. I own a lot of DC comic books and Marvel comic books. No way. Only 18% of people prefer DC. I thought it would be like at least 40. Wow, that is 9 million votes too. That is, oh my God. Okay. Daylight saving. Okay, so daylight saving is, like while you're sleeping one day, like to get more daylight in everyone's day, they add like an hour to your phone's like time, or they subtract an hour. Personally, I think we shouldn't get rid of it because I like to have that extra hour of sleep, and I like to have more daylight in my day. So only what? Why would you want to get rid of it? It doesn't like impact you negatively. Only positively. You get more daylight. Okay, Xbox or PlayStation? The age-old debate of gaming. Okay, so I know there's some smart people that are trying to say, "Oh, PC." Yeah, well, PCs are so much more expensive and so much more complicated for someone starting out in gaming. It's always better to start off with console. And then there's little kids that are going to say Nintendo. I like Nintendo. Okay, don't get me wrong, but they're very greedy, especially with how the Switch 2 came out. Fucking like $600, I think it was. Yeah, that's way too expensive. Um, I know PlayStation has better exclusivities, and we literally gave them our exclusivities, on Xbox. Like they have God of War, Spider-Man, Uncharted, The Last of Us, stuff like that. But I have a PlayStation 4 and I have an Xbox. I've played both, and sincerely, I really prefer Xbox. I could get why people say PlayStation is better because the exclusives, I will admit, are like 10 times better, especially now that they have Halo and Forza. But I really like growing up on Halo, Gears of War. I never really liked Forza that much. Yeah, but there's lots of Xbox exclusivities that are pretty fun. Most of them are very old, though. They stopped making exclusivities, except for like Halo, and they made some Gears of War games recently. But aside from that, PlayStation is definitely winning in terms of exclusivities. Yeah, are we living in a simulation? No. That much? That much? That is diabolical. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I've never watched Die Hard. Comment down below what you think, because I haven't watched it. I never even heard of it. Okay. So do you prefer the edge piece or the middle piece of the brownie? Personally, I prefer the edge because I find it's a little bit crustier. You know, I like the little crust, so I'm gonna go with edge. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Only by 1%. But yeah. Edge is better. Do you put on a sock and then a shoe and then another sock and then your shoe, or do you put on sock and then shoe? I'm gonna be honest. If you do sock shoe, you're a horrible person, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Actually, no, I do. I do. What's wrong with you? You what have you done with your life? You're not helping the population. Sorry, I had to make sure I was still in the frame of my webcam. Okay, yeah, those 17% of people deserve to die. iPhone or Android? So, I like iPhone. Okay, I grew up with an iPod and stuff, but I prefer Android a lot, actually, because on Android, one, the phones are cheaper. There's more variety. It's not just Apple. You got like Xiaomi, Samsung, Huawei, Motorola, stuff like that. I really like Huawei, but unfortunately, the emojis on it are fucking trash. Right now I have a Samsung S20 Ultra, but I prefer Android because on Apple it's really hard to like download pirated apps and stuff like that. While on Android you can do all that. It lets you. It's kind of like how like Windows blocks like 90% of your stuff, and then there's Linux that just lets you do whatever the fuck you want. Like it lets you delete your system basically. Yeah, that's like the difference. Also, iPhone is fucking overpriced. Okay, does a straw have one hole or two holes? Let me just check how long I've been recording for. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so does straw have one hole or two? Personally, I think it has one hole because it's the same hole. It just goes through the like piece of plastic. It's one hole. Yeah, I was right. So the only two that I've gotten wrong were the PlayStation and Xbox so far, and iPhone. Yeah. So smooth or chunky peanut butter is the last question. Personally, I prefer chunky. Yeah, I get why people disagree. When I was little, I preferred smooth, but I prefer chunky because I don't know, I just like it. But yeah, so these are other games. Let me know if you want me to play some of the other games on Neil.fun in another video. So you can have a good rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. At 1,000 subscribers, mask coming off. Actually, my nose is hurting after only 13 minutes of recording. Yeah, so please go leave a comment saying if you're enjoying the video. Everything helps. I'm trying to make it big, or else I might end up enlisting in the army. But yeah, so you have a great rest of your day. Ignore the mess in the background. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah, have a great rest of your day.